Hello, hello. This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky. Two lands and one being a Mutavault is kind of scary. Trying out Slivers. All right, viewer submitted deck. I keep saying user submitted deck for some reason. A viewer submitted deck. Um, Played one match with it, and it was pretty fun against the blue black. Uh, Tameo, draw a bunch of cards, Orcish Bowmasters, and the Unsettled Mariner Diffusion Sliver. They don't care about all that. Sliver creatures you control have flying and haste. We need a land for that. And also this at 18 lands, the chances of us drawing a land seem pretty slim. Alright, graveyard deck. We do have some Leyline of the Voids in the sideboard. Vein Ripper. Well, we might be dead before we get started. So I've played against slivers a lot. In decks with spot removal, when you don't have the right pieces, like they lightning bolt this, then we play another one. They fatal push that, and then they reanimate a vein ripper, and it's just essentially death. Even if they do it right now, we're dead. Persist. Yeah, persist is fine. Everything's fine. It's a 5/4 flying. We did draw a diffusion sliver, which means at least we get to sort of protect our slivers. We need our lifelink sliver. I think that one's 3 mana though. We're gonna be 4 turn clock. Hopefully though our opponent doesn't have anything else, or that we shut them down with their kill spells with this diffusion sliver, and we can start racing. Because they hit us down to 15, and we play and they don't have anything else. Predatory sliver. Suddenly we're hitting them for 6 a turn. We might win that race, and then follow that up with a leeching sliver. They might not be able to attack at that point. They may just be in the business of waiting until they draw lands in order to start picking things off. But if we can find some lands, we start committing more than one thing to the board. Vampire assassin. All right. Well, this is what we got, homies. This is what we got. Runner land would be really nice. Is it me? I think it's them. I mean, my internet is never great up in this room, but our opponent's very slow on the clicking and our internet connection themselves. I mean, they need a land and a lightning bolt or fatal push. They pitched a lightning bolt with faithless looting, which makes me think they have another one. But if they're missing lands, all right. Well, that gives them something. Another diffusion sliver. That gives us so much protection. Can we risk it? All right, we're going for the. We're gonna have to try to race here. This may be the mistake, but this does start. I mean, they have a blocker. Whatever. We're hoping that they can't find a land. Essentially, they do get a discard and draw. Might have been best to play another diffusion sliver. I'm sure they have another lightning bolt in their hand. Alright, so they gain some life. We lose some life. Yeah, whenever a creature dies. Blood Artist. Double Blood Artist. Yeah, it's a 3-turn clock. If they can find a land here, it's going to be a 2-turn clock. 2 turn 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 clock. 2 They got rid of a fatal push. Hopefully they don't have a land. There's my son, who desperately needs me to answer him. So what, I mean, we really just want them to not have lands and not to have one drops. We can't, if they have more creatures to block, we're going to increase our clock to dead because we don't have any flyers. Of course, we could draw a flyer. If we draw a land that we can cast this Cloud Shredder Sliver, then suddenly we can just sit back on defense for a little bit. Opponent's realizing that they're in trouble. So one's good, two's better, hopefully. Then we can shut down any hope of them killing something with spot removal. And right now we just want to put enough pressure on the battlefield that we can one-shot them. And currently we have 12 points of damage, and with this Mutavault, that's 16. They're dead next turn if they attack. Lightning Bolt or face. Looks like they might be... Yeah, that's their spot removal. They're looking for another bolt to put us to 6. Vein Ripper puts us to 1, and then if they have a blocker... If that's the case, yeah, I mean, we are one land away from putting a flying hasty finisher on the battlefield. Man, Slivers through the spot removal. I mean, this is our second matchup where we've played against a deck that has, I mean, all modern, mostly, but unless you're playing my decks, Gruul Dragons. Even then we have Lightning Bolts and Domries, Fight, Glory Bringers. I mean, modern is such an efficient format with its creatures and kill spells. And yet, the Sliver hate. Emperor of Bones. Alright, we really need a flyer now. A flyer, and I think we can win. I mean, our land, we need a land. We need a Sliver land so we can cast this Cloud Shredder Sliver and attack. So we go flying and haste. I mean, that's what we have to do, right? So now we can go attack for 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. They block. Yeah, I think we have to hold back another turn. I think next turn, what we're really hoping to find, what we really want on next turn is a land. And we can double Leeching Sliver, attack for 5 and hit him for 10 total. Tracking this fast makes me wonder. Must have something else. Target player. Yep. Another Vein Ripper probably. Yeah, they went fast on that one. You know, they've been holding on to that. So what we need is, we need another land. Come on, deck, you can do it. A land off the top. We swing with everyone to, that's 12 points of damage. And then they die to combat. And even though we each lose, okay. Come on, land off the top for that sweet, sweet Sliver win. Can we get there? Can we get... Oh, they're just attacking. Nope, they're not. Land off the top, baby. Land off the top. Force negation. We could have used that last turn. So if we go Leeching Sliver, we attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They go to 10. They block, block. 3, 6, 9. I think this kills them. because we can attack with this guy too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They go to 9. They block 2, and then they take. I think this. I think this works. If it doesn't, then. Because I think damage all happens at the same time, and they're dead before any life gain. But I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then we lose the game. If I'm right, we win the game. And I'm right. That's what I thought was going to happen. I'm glad I can still remember how to play Magic, even though I haven't played it in a while. All right. I mean, the Sliver hate is the legit. I guess Leyline seemed pretty good against them, right? Could I mean one dismember? I don't know. We have to sacrifice a creature though. Chalice on 1 again seems solid. Take out our striking slivers. Sidewinder sliver. I mean the Rakdos deck is legit too. Compared to Slivers, I mean, in my mind at least, Slivers is like a tier 4 jank deck. And Rakdos, 1, 2, 3. Double Subtle Mariner, no. I mean, we'll keep it. That's the thing about playing Slivers and playing a viewer submitted deck is you're like, well, I'll just try anything once, see how bad it is. We have a Flare Denial. Granted, we don't really want to. No. We don't want to use the Flare Denial because we like our Gale Rider Sliver, but we will totally use this Flare Denial to counter our Persist. Can't believe we drew the ley. I mean, I can totally believe we drew the ley line because that's just how Magic works. What we're really hoping for is our opponent's all in on this Archon, and we can set up Unsettled Mariner, go from there. I almost took out these Flare Denials too. I mean, we'll let that go. It's a slow clock. I think we need to save our 1 Flare Denial for Persist, essentially. Cavern. Well, we're never going to cast this ley line. Can we stop our opponent from killing things? Now they have to pay 1 for everything, which isn't 2. Now they're making the land drops too, so they're going to be able to pay, but they might have to spend their entire turn for it. Persist. So they were baiting us with that Overlord. We are really good at drawing these Unsettled Mariners. Probably should have played Probably should have played the Mutavault. Well, I was hoping, yeah, we should have played the Mutavault. I was thinking we might be able to play both. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly, except that having colored mana down would be better given our requirements. But the slow clicking as our opponent fumes, perhaps. Now things cost 2 extra, so their lightning bolts cost 3. But they're just hoping that this Overlord holds down the fort. That's essentially all they're hoping to do. Or they have another persist. Another persist, and we might just scoop it up. We don't have a lot to go. I mean, we don't have... we don't have any answers, so we ran out of answers. Alright, here we go. Be nice if we had a Lord effect. Don't even block. Pyroclasm. 2 damage to each creature. Well, that's pretty good. Definitely should have played the Mutavault. Aether Vial right on time. Alright. I mean, we're not drawing the Sliver. We've drawn 3 Unsettled Mariners and a Gale-Rider Sliver. Otherwise, it's all Leyline was a bad draw, obviously. Aether Vial, bad draw on turn 4. Flare Denial is great. But I mean, Flare Denial is why we are in this game. We're going to get in a hit for 4. If we can find a Lord, that'd be nice. Wow, we have been drawing some serious lands. All right, I mean, we're flooding in an 18 land deck. It's not just that we flooded. We've hit we've just been really clunky with our draws. Hitting the Leyline on our first draw. 3 Unsettled Mariners, not bad. I mean, it's one of our better cards against spot removal, obviously. They should be at 4 though. I should have been able to hit with the Mutavault last turn. So we'll see if we can find enough, cobble together enough slivers to get through this Overlord, because that's what's coming next. And here comes the Vein Ripper. They've been really lucky about finding Sorin and Vein Rippers themselves. We've done really good at drawing lands. So we really want a Gale-Rider Sliver is great. I mean, we're a Leech Sliver away, perhaps, from winning this game. Oh, it has Death Touch and Lifelink. Never mind. We are no longer a Leech Sliver away from winning the game. Alright, well, we'll take a hit and see what we find. Going up to 13 for our opponents. Pretty solid. Guess we could have sacrificed the Mutavault there and attacked the Sorin and killed it to prevent this from happening. My youngest got his iPad taken away and now is screaming bloody murder about it. Leech Sliver still doesn't do it. They have enough mana to kill something. 2 damage to each creature. Sure, why not? Yep. Our opponent had it all that game. Good for you, opponent. Had it all. Well, do we want to change anything? Well, I mean, I think we're fine. I think we just want not to draw a ley line. We want it in our opening hand. We have 1 land, so I think we have to mulligan. Another 1-lander, but we do have the secluded or the Aether Vial. And we have a fast start. Can we find some lands? Do they bring in Thoughtseize against us? You know, like Persist is a powerful card, but just playing a Sorin on turn 3 into a Vein Ripper, which seems to be the whenever people who play this deck, they always have Sorin and Vein Ripper together. Land. Well, there goes our 18 land deck. Alright, well, it would have been nice to have drawn a land there. But we mulled to 6, we found our ley line, we found an Aether Vial, which we knew would be a problem. Opponent also kept a 1-lander, it looks like. They're going to play their second land after combat. Get in. Weaver, just give us a land deck. Give us a land. 1 time. Double Overlords. A land, and I feel like we have a chance in this game. No land, and we don't have a chance. Well, that's not a land. We can cast it for 0. Doesn't seem like it's going to help anything. Forgot about I forgot I brought the Chalice in. We really need to hit our land. If they untap and play Sorin into Vein Ripper, they kept the hand of 7 cards. They kept 7 with their combo in hand. I'll be upset. If this permanent is on the battlefield, flip a coin. If you win the flip, exile this permanent and return it to the battlefield and it's on its control. At the beginning of the next end step, you lose the flip. Sacrifice. Alright, well, yeah, that's kind of like a protection from spot removal. Yeah, my son is just not happy. Alright, well, can we dodge Sorin into Vein Ripper? Seems unlikely. Opponent's moving fast. Oh, they just have another one. Alright, well, maybe we do dodge it. So Chalice on 1 would have been good. I meant to block. Alright. Let's see if we can't finish this game. Alright, Chalice on 1. Pyroclasm. You know, Pyroclasm hits everything, including if we flash in the Predatory Sliver, it just deals 2 damage. This stays alive, this dies, and that dies, so that doesn't help us any. Opponent trying to find their Sorn and Vein Ripper combo. 4 mana from our opponent. Love to find another Predatory Sliver to help protect us against Pyroclasm. In step, we will use this. I feel like our opponent's trying to bait us into a some kind of overextension, I think. If they don't block, we'll flash down the Predatory Sliver. Ah. That was the clicking, man. Sometimes the clicking gets me, and that time it got me. I thought we'd have another chance, but that was them passing the turn to me after not blocking, so I should have flashed it down. Looks like they're going to have a Pyroclasm. So they should be at a lot less. Let's just put it that way. I should have hit him for 6 last turn. This should be lethal. Well, we'll always know we would have had it. And they scoop it up anyway. Alright, for CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch y'all on the next.